hometowns. We're down to our final four. We have Devin, we have Marcus, we have Jonathan, and we have Jeremy. I feel like the writing was on the wall for this week that Jeremy was going to go home. I mean, her connections with Jonathan, Marcus, and Devin are just so much more stronger. Jeremy was so far behind. The fact that Jeremy even made it to hometowns was a shock. I mean, it could have been Grant, it could have been Spencer. Like they were all like neck and neck. And then like last week, Jeremy kind of got lucky, it felt like, because he did have the last one-on-one date. And that was really evident in his hometown when his mom clocked it immediately and was like so skeptical and so unsure and so reserved. And you could tell that she was just like trying to be a good mom, but she also wanted to be so honest. So maybe she should have just been more honest, because maybe not with Jen, because that would be like a little rude. Like I feel like there was just like teetering the lines of like, he's so skeptical, but I felt like maybe with her son, she could have been like, bruh, like this ain't working. But you know, she wanted to protect his feelings. I felt like Jeremy was like strangely confident, especially when he said like she likes me the most. And then even when he sat with the guys during the beer date at the end, he also was like extremely confident. And I don't know why. Maybe he was just like telling himself that, or maybe like his connection just was so much slower. So like maybe she felt like she already had the time with the other guys, but it was just obvious as a viewer that like he was going home. So I wasn't shocked. I felt like the episode was very anticlimactic. However, the other three hometowns, I felt like we did further love connection. Like I felt all the feels, which really moved things forward for next week, because next week they're going to do fantasy suites on Monday night, and then they're going to do the Men Tell All on Tuesday night. And I do have some spoilers for you for that. I'm so excited about the Men Tell All. I love a good Men Tell All. So I was told Jeremy and Jonathan were at the Men Tell All, which means that the final two is Devin and Marcus, which we kind of already knew. But I also heard that like Sam M got roasted and that Austin was not there for whatever reason. They didn't invite him. He wasn't there. And I think that's so weird because he was pretty popular during the season. But Austin was also the one who broke up with Jen and like sent her into a spiral where she felt like no one was there for her anymore. And it just like really effed with her head. So I don't know if that was just like a reason why they wouldn't invite him. But I also feel like that was like a big moment, and Austin got a lot of love online. So Paradise, maybe 2025. There's so many guys on this season I already think will be great on Paradise. They're taking a year off, which we know because the Golden Bachelorette will come on in the fall. But I think that once Paradise comes back next year, we'll have such an all-star cast with like good guys from this season, the next season, and then all the girls. I mean, Joey's girls are ready for Paradise. They're all going to be great on it. So I cannot wait for that. It'll be worth the wait. But Love Island really got our fix this summer with like hookup drama and all of the things. So that's why everyone got so into it, I think. But back to the one-on-ones. Let's talk about Marcus's next. I felt like his was the most emotional one-on-one date ever when she was crying with his sister. I was like literally in tears. I was like, this is so sad. Like they just had like such a great like, you know, moment and connection, and it was really sweet how much Jen really cares about Marcus. You can tell that she really loves him so much and that she really like is rooting for him, but like it could end up being more and like I love you but like maybe at a distance one day, because I really do think she's going to pick Devin, but she really cares for Marcus. So that's why I definitely think he'll be final two, and that that Jonathan will go home next week. But Marcus did have a lot of reservations, and we saw that in the trailer, especially for next week, when he was saying that he just has his guard down. He doesn't know if he's there yet. He's obviously been through a lot in his life. He was like a veteran. He had, you know, is adopted. And I feel like he's been through so much. So he's just so reserved. But what does that mean? Like he's not ready to be in love because he's been through so much? Or is he not ready to like let his guard down because he's been through so much, which is like understandable. Like if he doesn't think he can get there and get engaged at the end of this, but does he want to fight for Jen? Does he really want to be with her? Or does he just not ready for a relationship at all? Like, what is it? So I feel like with Marcus, we're getting a lot of mixed signals, and I think it's going to be so dramatic when they break up and like shocking. I have been told that the end is so shocking and then I'm going to be shocked. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just like 99% sure she's picking Devin, but how she's picking Devin, I don't know. A lot of people have wanted to tell me, and I've said, don't do it. I don't want to know. I'm holding off. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, if she's going to propose, if there's just going to be a dramatic breakup with Marcus that's going to throw everyone for a loop, if like there's going to be something with Devin that's going to throw them for a loop, because Devin did say during this week that like he didn't want to tell Jen that he loved her, because the thought of him telling her that and then her telling someone else that would freak him out. So I don't know, how dramatic it's going to get at the end, but I do think it's going to be really high tensions between the final two. And I am just so excited. I can't wait to see the journey unfold. I feel like the finale is always so good. And there's always so much to talk about when it comes to like deep breakups, where everything so far has not been as intense. And even this week with Jeremy, like it wasn't surprising. It wasn't shocking. So maybe next week, Jonathan could kind of pull at our heartstrings when Jen breaks up with him or he breaks up with her. He had a really sweet hometown as well. His brother was so protective of him, which I thought was really sweet and really kind. And it just felt like he had a really good support system, and that he was starting to fall in love with Jen, and that they would be a cute like boyfriend and girlfriend. But Jonathan's not her forever, but I do think he will be a fan favorite in Bachelor in Paradise when he goes next year. And I think Jeremy will go to Paradise as well. And I think Jonathan will get like a lot of love once he gets broken up with. And I think America will just be like really rooting for him. Deb says, hello, excited sweet coffee, excited for Hometowns recap. David says, sup nerd. Bittersweet coffee says Jeremy for Paradise. I agree. Okay. And then, yeah, Devin's hometown, they did the run club, which was sweet. Jen is so excited about Devin. She like really likes him. Like you can tell that she has such a crush on Devin. Jen and Devin are like nerds. They're like dorks. I mean, the shirts are so corny and nerdy, but it's so cute and it's just like so their thing. And it was so, I thought, honestly, iconic when they started kissing, and at the whole run club, obviously they knew what was going to happen, right? Or maybe they didn't. And the whole run club just kept running past them. Like, what a shot on the bridge. That was sick. I was so here for that. So, and then his hometown date went really well. I feel like she talked to his mom. He talked to his mom. You could tell that Devin like really likes her, like likes her the most. Right? Like they're just going to be end game, but like, are they going to last after the show? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see them at After the Final Rose and kind of see like their dynamic, where they're at now. I have so many questions. So I can't wait to see. Other Bachelor news. I feel like there was a lot of Bachelor Nation news this week. So Maddie Pruitt, she just announced her pregnancy. She didn't say when she was due or anything, but she did post a podcast that I actually want to listen to and do a recap on. So I'm gonna get to that this week, because she talks all about her pregnancy and like how she found out. And apparently Maddie didn't tell her husband Grant for a week that she was pregnant. She literally kept that secret from him for a week. And she said that she did that because he was like finishing up like his last week of like school or camp or something. And she didn't want to like stress him out. And like, I guess she also wanted a couple days to process things. And then she wanted to kind of like plan a surprise for him to tell him, where she can get a couple gifts and like make it special. So I think that makes sense, because like he had a few days left of his job for the summer. Like why, like maybe wait till the end. That's a good surprise. So I thought that was interesting. I read that in Us Weekly, and I'm going to make a TikTok about that today as well. I really want to get on my TikTok game. Like literally like sometimes my like happiness is like how well I do on TikTok every day. Not happiness, but like it just like makes me feel so accomplished when I get like good TikTok content out there with views, and like give like good videos that everybody wants. And like sometimes some of my videos are such flops. So sometimes I just think about it every day, because I post on TikTok every day. It's like my job, my livelihood. Other Bachelor Nation news is Blake and Rachel Recchia. They have sparked some dating rumors. They've always been kind of sparking dating rumors for a long time, but they just went to like a thing together over the weekend for the animals that like Blake probably does for work. I can find it on their Instagram, because I feel bad not like naming it now. But Rachel replied in like some comments that they're just best friends. The Oceana Sea Change Summer Party. Oceana is dedicated to protecting and restoring the world's oceans on a global scale, and is the largest international advocacy organization focused solely on ocean conservation. Oceana seeks to make our oceans more biodiverse and abundant by winning policy victories in the countries that govern much of the world's marine life. 19 million plus donated through this annual event since 2008. So I really feel like Blake and Rachel are just kind of like feeding into the online rumors just because they're friends and like it's funny and like get views off of it, and then they promote good causes. But it kind of reminds me of Susie and Justin, who also were always like friends first and then eventually started dating and now are probably breaking up. So I wouldn't be surprised if Blake and Rachel just dated one day, because like they should. They just like make so much sense together, you know? They just really do. So other news is that Justin just kind of talked about his relationship with Susie because they haven't like confirmed their breakup yet. They're being really vague. Justin told Us Weekly that he and Susie are on the same page as they continue to maintain their relationship more privately. They're prioritizing each other. She had a great birthday. When you're in a public relationship, people think they're owed certain things, which I understand, but some things are more private than others. And Susie kind of said the same thing a couple of weeks ago when she talked about their breakup. So they're just like not confirming they broke up yet, but it kind of seems like they're taking a break as they like figure out if they want to stay together or like make it official. Like it just seems like the door is still open, but like they're just like taking a break and just kind of like figuring things out privately. I guess it's been like over a month of that, because she also said something a few weeks ago at like a Miss USA thing, the same kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe they're just not officially ready to close the door, but I feel like, or maybe they're just not officially ready to let the world know. I don't know. I feel like they'll let us know eventually, just because people are always going to ask them questions when they're in Bachelor Nation and they do podcasts and they have friends. So eventually someone will say something. I mean, Greg and Victoria didn't tell us they broke up for like literally 9 months. So there's that. Happier news is that Ben Higgins also revealed that he is going to be a father. His wife, Jess Clark, shared on Instagram that she is pregnant, and they're having a baby girl in February. They've been married for like 3 years. So I'm really happy for them. Ben is so cool and nice. I've been on his podcast a couple of times, the Almost Famous podcast. And I feel like Ben is going to be the best dad literally ever. So this is very happy news. And then Rodney Matthews from Michelle's season also got engaged. He proposed to his fiance, Ari. Flowers, birds outside. They've been dating for like a year, a little bit more than a year, and they seem like in love and really happy. So good for them. That's amazing. Love is love.